What is going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing good. Before we dive into this, I just want to say that we're live. We're live, baby. We are live. We're live. And, you know, the night is great. We're making ourselves a great dinner right there. Got some chicken and pasta cooking. Gonna have a little side salad. You know, just making myself a high protein, high nutrition dinner. Because what else can you do sometimes on a night, particularly a Wednesday night, when there's not really a whole lot happening? The best thing you can do is just, you know, get in the kitchen, whip up something good, and that's it, man. That's it. Honestly, that's it. But you know, while I'm at it, one thing I want to say, because I've been thinking a lot today, is that you're never going to fear, you're never going to regret doing the things or the thing that you fear, particularly the thing that you fear the most. And oftentimes the things that we fear the most aren't really things to be feared like we fear them. I mean, you're never going to regret going to the gym, right? You're never going to regret going to the gym. Think about one time, other than being injured, where you regretted going to the gym. All right, getting injured is an exception to the rule. Injuries excluded. Think about one time. There isn't a time. That time does not exist. You always walk away feeling better, feeling good about yourself. You never regret going to the gym, particularly when you don't want to do it. You're never going to regret going in and applying for that job. Even if you get rejected, you're never going to regret at least trying, because even though it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, and a lot of times in life, things don't work out the way we want them to. But if you never try, you're only going to be filled with regret. And when you do try, even if it doesn't go the way you wanted it to, you're going to at least be proud of yourself, knowing that you tried, and that, yeah, sure, maybe it didn't go the way you wish, maybe it didn't turn out the way you wanted to, at least you're somewhat capable of making it happen. You know, sometimes you just got to get in there, you just got to get out there, you got to throw yourself onto the battlefield and just figure out how to make things work. Live your life, learn things as you live. You're never going to regret doing those things that appear challenging. And whatever that is differs depending on who you are, the struggles you face, the challenges that you're up against. But whatever those struggles and those challenges are, if you put the effort in to just at least attempt to overcome them, you will realize that you're a hell of a lot more powerful than you think you are. And within all of us lies a lot of potential, lies a lot of power to move and change things in our own life and influence those around us. But a lot of the time we get in our own way because we're afraid. We see this world as something that is to be feared, as something that is holding us down. We see this world as a place that is only here to harm us, instead of looking at it as something to learn and grow from, something that is there to teach us. And that, yes, even though many negative things will and can happen in your life. I am the captain of my own ship. I am the driver of my own car. I can weather these storms with certainty and confidence, and know that I am capable of getting through those storms and seeing those beams of light that shine down through the clouds, telling you that you made it, that you've leveled up, that you've made it through the hard times. And those beams of light, they're like something to remind you that the things in this life that we experience are very temporary. And oftentimes they're there to teach us and to help us grow. Think of it like your body. The more you go into the gym, right? The more strain you put on your muscles, the more they grow. If you never go in there and you never challenge your body in that way, your body's never going to grow. You're going to stay a little bit of a slump, right? You're going to be skinny or you're going to be fat. So see life as the same way. Because oftentimes life is the same way. The more resistance you face, the stronger you get. The more you learn, and the more you honestly earn from just being in there, man. Just being out there, facing things head on, and learning from life as you go along. And that is really the only way to learn in this world, to truly learn. You know, so many guys out there these days are so consumed by everything they follow and listen to online that they think they've lived life because they've listened to dozens of other people's experiences, yet they have not yet gotten out there and experienced their own life and lived life on their own terms. You know, they don't know anything, but they think they know everything because somebody else told them what to think. All these channels, man, there's so many of them. There's so fucking many of them. And a lot of them really are just copycats of one another, telling you all the same stuff. All the same self-improvement stuff, all the same red pill stuff, all the same stuff about, you know, marriage and relationships and, you know, I don't know, feminism and all this shit. Sure, they have some points. Sure, a lot of the time, you know what? A lot of the time they are right. But if you're a young man and you haven't really gotten out there and experienced life, what the hell do you know? You know a lot, but you don't know anything at the same time. And you're sitting here letting other men and their lives and their experiences dictate your own life and your own experiences. You're letting other people's stories write yours. And that is nowhere you want to be. That is nowhere you want to end up in life. You don't want to be afraid of this world when you haven't experienced the world for yourself. And there is a lot to experience in this life. Somebody else's story went that way, and that doesn't have to be your story. Just because somebody else, some other guy out there, got fucked over in divorce court and, you know, is going around telling a bunch of other guys not to get married and never get in a relationship and that you should just go your own way and, you know, never be with a woman or whatever, That does not have to be you. That does not have to be you. And just because some guy out there says that if you do that, you're going to get fucked over, well, that's not true either. Because you haven't lived life, dude. You haven't lived life. You're still a young buck, and I'm still a young buck. But you may be younger than me, and you're listening to all these guys, watching all these self-improvement YouTubers, wondering what the hell it is that you want to do with your life. And you're confused because you're watching so many of these guys, you're subscribed to so many of their channels. They're all saying a lot of the same things, but they're also saying a lot of different things, and you don't know what to do. There comes a time where you just have to put yourself out there and just do it. And a lot of the times you'll realize that the world is not as bad as we make it seem it is. The world is not as bad as we make it seem. You know, we suffer in our imagination more than we actually do in reality. And the sad thing is that the more we suffer in our imagination, it actually leads to suffering in reality. Because you're so afraid of taking on and facing some of the things in this world that deep down you need to face. You need to grow from, you need to learn. You need to experience. And maybe I'm sounding like a broken record, but, you know, I make these videos just as much for the people watching them as I do for myself. And I come on here and I talk about these things not because I'm here to teach other people. I mean, that is partly my goal, don't get me wrong. But it's also to remind myself, because I, just like everybody, can fall victim to these ways and these tricks and some of these things that I'm talking about. But I don't want to make this a channel that's just about me, you know? Because life isn't just about me. And so I want to come on here and I want to just talk about these things like I'm talking to another person, which in this case, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm not here to just, you know, complain about me and my problems or anything like that. Fuck that. That's not good for me, and that's not good for anybody who watches that, because if I came on here and did that, that would just reinforce their victim mentality, as it would reinforce mine. But we're not here to do that. We're here to break from that, and we're here to become better and look for solutions, even as hard as it may be sometimes, to break away from that. You want to get anywhere in this life, you want to, you know, actually make real progress, you have to ditch the victim mindset. And you have to realize that this world, you can, as much as you can't control, all right, because you can't control what goes on out there and around you. You can't control how certain people think about you or view you or whatever. But you have to realize at the same time that you are in control of how you take care of yourself. You're in control of your mood. And biggest of all, you're in control of how you handle things. Because life will throw you all kinds of shit. The victim sits there and lets it happen to him. The victor rises above it all and uses those times and those moments that are very challenging to learn, grow, and prosper. And so I just want to make a final point here that, you know, you're never going to regret doing the things that seem hard. You're never going to regret it. And when you get out there and you do those things that seem hard, you actually begin to realize that, you know, they're actually pretty simple. It may not be easy to do it, you know, because simple and easy are not the same thing. But once you do it, you realize that the world is not as you make it appear, and that you suffer in your head more, and that everybody out there is struggling with the same things. They're struggling with a lot of the same things, and you think that everybody out there cares about you and they're thinking about you. Dude, they're thinking the same thing. They're thinking about what you're thinking about them. Everybody's wrapped up in their own world, their own thoughts, all that shit. You are not the only one. So, final point. The world is a lot less scary than we make it out to be. When you get out there and you do the things that seem hard, you realize they're simple, and you realize that you too don't have to be a spectator to life, and that you're actually a part of this world, rather than just being somebody who's watching this world happen around you. It's all a choice. So be somebody that chooses to be a part of this world, and quit being a guy that sits there and is a spectator to life, because the more you do that, the more it'll beat you down. All right? God bless and take care. Peace.